jump straight in, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 1's draft here, as Aura is going to be on the blue side with ONIC on the red side. Arashi, we've heard a lot of different names of heroes come out in the first week, but in the second week, the Faramis, the Valentina, it seems like it won't be the first choice of bans. Even the Fanny has been left open, with the Akai and Wanwan picked up or banned out by Aura, and ONIC banning out the signature heroes, Kabuki, Facehugger on the Eve, and Godiva on the Kadita.
Respect bans across the board here. Arashi already, yeah, Aura Fire forcing Kairi to not play the Kai, but interesting approach. Keys to victory, it was actually Aura Fire who was, you know, is more likely to play Faramis, but it actually Aura Fire, they opted for a Faramis ban. ONIC Esports, with their last ban here, perhaps forced to ban that Valentina, but that Fanny is still open.
Exactly, this puts ONIC in a tough spot because we know that Kabuki, if you let him play that Fanny, there's a chance for that infamous lane swap as well. So this just adds another layer of a puzzle, right, that ONIC needs to try and solve. So the final ban right here, will they ban the Valentina or will they try and combat it with the Fanny? The answer will be neither. So they ban the Masha, and they will let Aura get whatever they want in the first pick and maybe try and get more value in the second.
Wise approach here from side of ONIC, right? Only one hero that can be picked up, and that will be Fanny. Most likely, of course, played by Kabuki here, Mirko. I see the smirk, but ONIC, they can definitely respond with a Valentina and perhaps a Beatrix. If not, Kufra is still up for grabs. A hero, a natural counter. Not just natural, a hard counter for that Fanny.
Franco too, remember?
Franco, yes.
Samo is amazing on the Franco, but they go for the Paquito and the Valentina. But guys, Kabuki, we gave him a nickname in Season 9 because of how lethal his Fanny was. It was Kabuki Ackerman, and maybe this time it's time for him to shine with this Fanny pick, another signature hero. But Aura, now with the last two picks to round up their first phase, they want to go for something crazy. In the mid lane, we can still see that there are a lot of options here, Arashi. There's one hero in particular, well, Beatrix going to be picked up, and the Esmeralda, but there's one hero in particular that I want to ask you about. Xavier. We haven't seen Xavier banned or picked in the past 2 weeks.
Well, it seems like he's just a bit too vulnerable in the current meta, so it's easy to play around his crowd control, whereas some of the newer, more effective heroes, right, they just have a lot more outplay potential, they have a lot more consistent utility, so I think that is the options that teams are trying to go for. For Aura though, getting that Esmeralda in the hands of Fluffy will be so good because this man, we've talked about Boots, but Fluffy actually has his own highlight moments in the previous season. So they have to try and find an answer for this as well. We're now down to the second banning phase. Will there be a direct ban to try and ensure that Fluffy has all the snowballing potential that he needs?
Aura Fire, well, Facehugger actually said this just now. If you guys saw on the left side of the screen, he's not afraid of ONIC's cheese strats because he and the team also have strategies to fight all of the cheese strats that ONIC have.
Yeah, well, we have to see here. And to add to that, there's a response by Monster. We must be aware and anticipate their unique heroes. But we also have our own unique heroes. So again, both coaches here playing the mind games, and we'll see their arts here in the first draft. But ONIC Esports already limiting Godiva's heroes, Kadita and now Atlas, but for their last ban, it will be Julian. Meanwhile, for side of Aura, they do not want to go up against CW0, right? Committed all to the gold lane ban.
3 bans towards the gold lane, towards CW, Wanwan, Popol, and Brody. And now it's time to see what ONIC actually go for. They can still go, however, for something like a Clint. Does well in lane against Beatrix, especially level 1 to 3. Level 4 is where the Beatrix can start to control the game. But remember the X factor that Aura has on every single lane. The amount of rotations, the amount of pressure that the Fanny can put with her fast movement on the map is going to be a problem, but ONIC go for another counter towards the Fanny. You already have a Franco to lock this Fanny down. You pick up a Moskov to just stop that cable management.
A lot of CCs here in the department of ONIC Esports. You have that Moskov with the first skill, and with the second skill, and with the Bloody Hunt. from Franco, and of course the knockout strike from that Paquito. A lot of CCs in that composition, but Aura of Fire, it seems like they are lacking in that CC department, so perhaps Grok can be an answer here for their composition, Arashi.
The Grok, the Kufra, there's a lot of options they have to play around with right here. They for sure will want some kind of combo because that will be what will enable the Fanny, and it will be what can be comboed with the Esmeralda and the Beatrix. The Savior, we just talked about it, it just comes out right now for Facehugger. This is a signature pick, and for Godiva, the Lolita pick, I'm interested to see how this will play out. Is he going to play it aggressively, or is he going to use it to zone away members of ONIC? As the Bauman pick comes in, this will be the tank jungle strategy for the side of ONIC. So again, very contrast compositions coming in for both these teams.
Oh, I thought we were going to get the Ling. I thought they were setting up for a Ling pick. Against a Xavier and Beatrix, the Ling could have worked.
I agree, but it seems like ONIC Esports, they need another frontliner, right? I mean, Franco is not a frontliner per se, and to help that Paquito, I think Balman could be the answer to synergize their composition. Moskov will stay behind, can dive as well, so I do feel like the composition from the side of ONIC, it's more of a dive-y composition with a Paquito, with also that Moskov, after what, 3 items mid-game, it's going to be deadly. I mean, Esmeralda can't shake that damage off as well.
Absolutely. Well, you have to see, man. Overall, I think if you want to look at the late game, Aura has that huge, massive range advantage though, so they will play for that. But for ONIC, they have their own share of playmaking tools. They have the Iron Hook, they have all these engages going on for them. So we'll have to see which team will have the better execution as we go into the Land of Dawn.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are in the Land of Dawn. Aura versus ONIC, game number 1 as both of the junglers go for their natural start. Skyrie taking 2 of the creeps at once with that Balman, you know, just maximizing that Demon Slayer and the Balman in the jungle. But, Kabuki's already coming in. He doesn't get the orange buff, however. Kyrie's still able to pick it up even without the retribution.
Very gambling play. It was a gamble, right? To use that retribution or not. But Kabuki already here in the early game, getting hooked by Samo. But remember, Samo still has that flicker, forced to flicker away. And yeah, that is one spell forced by the side of Aura of Fire.
Aura of Fire here, they're making complete use of their early game for sure. They're pressuring the lanes, and look at Fluffy already just scouring the jungle, trying to make sure that he does get in the way of Kyrie. ONIC though, their response is really well, but ONIC, Godiva as well as Fluffy, they're finding info for Kabuki.
Kyrie with the retribution seals the deal, gets the purple buff. Godiva gonna get taken down, and that's Kyrie taking first blood. Kabuki, however, able to get the compensation necessary, but look at CW, and Kyrie picks it up with a lethal counter. The audience prediction by TikTok favors Aura, but in the game right now, it's ONIC wreaking havoc.
ONIC Esports, they are not messing around here, and Kyrie takes no time to do an invade high, trying to do anything he can with this Beatrix, but it seems like for now it is still ONIC Esports controlling the game, controlling the tempo as well.
Retribution is going to be there from Kabuki. He jumps in onto 3 members. But again, Samo, he's putting so much pressure on Aura Fire in the early game with the Franco hooks, actually baiting out the retribution right as the turtle spawns in. So ONIC will have a slight advantage coming into this first turtle fight.
This is why picking a fighter into the assassin is actually such a great play by ONIC Esports. They can actually match the aggression in the early game, and now Boots initiates for the side of ONIC Esports.
Yeah, both teams still, again, just hovering around this turtle as Facehugger puts down the Mystic Field and the Dawning Light as well to provide a little bit of poke, but still, Aura don't have any response to this play. It's going to be a free turtle. Kyrie didn't even use the retribution. The lethal counter was all he needed to secure the turtle by the Samsung Galaxy A-Series. But look at CW. He's able to get the kill onto Kabuki with his second ability, pinning Kabuki onto the wall. High picks up the kill, but again, Aura not getting these efficient trades.
Man, that is the Electro Flash comes into play. That Electro Flash restores 30% physical attack HP. So yeah, I think that Electro Flash just comes into clutch, Arashi.
And speaking of emblems right here, Kabuki also has the killing spree, right? So if he is alone, he gets an advantage. But ONIC has been playing together as a team. They're always trying to go into these skirmishes with 2 members, with 3 members. So he's not getting full efficiency at all for that emblem. And he's struggling to match Kyrie, who is getting full value from the faster clearing on that Balman.
And this is already a very different Aura. Usually when Aura gets the Fanny, they dominate in the early stage.
Yeah, and ONIC Esports, they are managing not just to deflect the movements from the side of Aura Fire, but they are winning. Oh, Godiva there. A slight mismechanic perhaps, popped that flicker, and it seems like Aura Fire, they are losing their control and as well as tempo here in the 3rd minute. But we'll have to see Esmeralda is getting chunked here. 2 members is on him, and he will fall. Boots, and as well as Rian, but on the other side.
Numenon Blast onto 3. There you go with the Valentina. He's able to steal it away as Godiva tries to put the damage back on to the team. Kyrie, did he actually steal the purple buff? Well, Godiva is going to have to run for his life because Kyrie and Boots are here to take him down even under the turret. It's a double kill picked up, and Aura are getting outclassed. And yes, Kyrie took the purple buff away from Kabuki.
Oh, already here in the 4th minute, but Falling Storm here just to deal a little bit of damage. Now, their main focus for side of Aura Fire is to clear the mid side, which of course with that ult from Xavier, they will somehow manage to do so. But now tempo has gone down here. CW already farming like heck with on this Moskov. I feel like minute number 7 is going to be crazy for this guy already.
Well, fun fact by Grab here, ONIC and Aura Fire are the 2 teams that has not been defeated in MPL ID Season 10. And right now it is on the side of ONIC Esports, the tempo of the game that is. And honestly, Drian stealing away the Numenon Blast, that was such a smart play, and I think we can look forward to even more of that because he has so many options. There's so many good ultimates on the side of Aura Fire and ONIC Esports. They orchestrate a dive right here.
Oh, it's another dive here. Drian with the Numenon Blast, able to pin someone down. It's only Godiva though, as Kabuki jumps in for some damage. Another Numenon Blast by Godiva, but ONIC with the disengage to get out.
Man, oh man, it's a very, I don't know. It seems like ONIC Esports, they are controlling the game here. But what can Aura do here at the stage, Arashi? You have to wait here as a 3v2 situation bot side. Another dive. Samo taking the turret here.
Yeah, Samo just pushing them off, putting some pressure down as he goes for an Iron Hook. He actually gets the Beatrix there down below, and the Beatrix will be taken down. No, he just gets out barely, but CW is able to chase him down. Dawning Light onto 3, and that's Kabuki coming in with the damage. Not enough. CW with the Spear of Misery, just not letting Kabuki play the game. Fluffy though, jumping with the Falling Star Moon onto CW. That's gonna be the Monon's Blast by Drian. Actually very nicely placed onto Fluffy as CW makes his escape. Boots as well comes in for the knockout strike, and Kyrie picks it up with the lethal counter. CW, he gets out, and Kabuki is gonna get taken down. ONIC, clinical display.
Debated. I mean, all of them Aura members, they are trying to desperately get that kill. But it seems like the teamwork, the synergy, the coordination from ONIC Esports, it's just too much. And now Aura Fire, they are behind 5,000 in what, 6 minutes, Arashi. This is not a good sign.
It's absolutely not a good sign. There's only 2 kills on the board for Aura Fire, and we mentioned how they like to win the team fights early on and then use that advantage to get the objectives. But ONIC Esports, they're not even letting that go, so they take all the objectives, they're winning all the fights and surviving with barely a sliver of HP. I think Aura Fire, they have to try and play together here because you see if they go in at the same time, they have a better chance, but OCW, wow, he gets out!
And Samo too!
Cancel!
Oh my god! Samo gets the Iron Hook onto high, he's gonna fall! My goodness, ONIC Esports completely outclassing Aura Fire.
Wow, they are reading Aura Fire like a book there. And yeah, well-timed Bloody Hunt to cover. This is to cover CW, his gold laner, and both of the members survive. Item-wise here, Arashi.
Uh-oh, wait a minute though. There's another fight here as Kyrie dives in deep under the tier 1. You will not find anyone except for a turret. Arashi, again, time to take a look at the items.
Well, Boots on the Paquito has a Bloodlust Axe, so he can be a lot more dynamic in those fights. And whereas we can look at Facehugger, he only has a Clock of Destiny and a cooldown boots, so he doesn't have nearly enough utility to try and poke down or even deal damage. Same thing for High, he has the BOD, but that's about it. They are so behind, and they do not have enough damage to burst down the members from ONIC Esports. The only one they can possibly try and get is Drian and CW, but with 3 very strong front lines in Kyrie, Boots, and Samo HT, right? 3 fighters, 3 tanks in the 3 tanks in the front line. ONIC Esports can just bully them away from the objectives and actually take slowly and surely take the objectives from Aura Fire.
Yeah, I mean, item-wise, I do want to point out that a Genius one was built as well. So, Valentina by Drian. So, Valentina is going to deal a lot of damage here, but Kyrie opening up the map.
Way too tanky. That was, what, Dawning Light, Mystic Field, everything actually popped there to just deal a little bit of damage onto Kyrie. What items did he have, Arashi?
Kyrie already has an antique curse. He has a Sky Guardian helmet as well, I believe.
God.
So he has a lot of HP to try and absorb the damage coming in from Aura Fire. And I don't know, they had a lot of time as CW.
A solo kill?
That is ridiculous.
Against a Fanny with high and dry.
1-for-1 here, court side of Kabuki. Not good. I mean, ONIC Esport is just dismantling Aura Fire's defense here. Last turret, bot side before the base turret, and it seems like they are stepping on the gas here with this first Lord unenhanced though. But we'll see, can Aura Fire defend this one? Looking at their composition, I mean, they have Beatrix, they have as well as Xavier, and as well as Lolita, so their high ground is still a-okay.
Facehugger has the Enchanted Talisman built right now, so a lot more cooldown reduction, a lot more regeneration on that mana that he needs to clear those waves. But the question is, how long will that last? Because ONIC Esports, all they have to do is bully the members of Aura away. Wow. Deny everything just like that. And then once Aura is on the back foot, they rely on Samo to get a hook, and Aura will be already moving backwards, and they won't be, available to try and save their comrades.
Aura are sweating in their own jungle, and they need the new Axe effect. With the new upgraded dual action Dio body spray, shush! They can fight up that sweat, man.
They can fight up that sweat. And I do want to add this. Season 9, I mean, Fanny's Kabuki is so notorious.
Yeah.
And now, 11,000 gold difference here. ONIC Esports, they are, you're, like I said, outclassing Aura Fire. We'll see with the sword push.
Let's see. They still have a whole lot of high ground defense with high on that Bennett and Facehugger obviously on the Xavier. They are able to clear out the Lord, but it is only the first Lord, the unenhanced one. ONIC though, Samo with a flicker, he gets Facehugger! And just like that, they're able to find a pick. Meanwhile, Kabuki jumping in will just get slaughtered by CW. Godiva with the shield, a 3v4 situation right now. Drian isn't able to finish Godiva off. They're picking up the turrets on the right, and it's actually going to be Aura who still manages to defend. However, ONIC pick up a turret down below.
Okay, one base turret falls here. Two structures left for the side of Aura Fire. Still the base expose the base, but now ONIC Esports, Nonian Blast by Drian will not connect on towards anyone. Aura Fire still holding on here. Hi. Finally, after a long time, he secures that Hunter Strike. So there's penetration, but we'll have to see here. Is it too late?
Instant replay by the Samsung Galaxy A series right here, and look at ONIC. They just control the waves, and Samo, understanding that now Aura is looking for to dodge away from the Iron Hook, he just goes in with the flicker and completely catches Aura Fire off guard, and the instant follow-up by ONIC Esports is just deadly, man. Aura Fire, they need to find a solution, because right now, they're just waiting for the members of ONIC Esports to get that value play, and then they react always just slightly too late. Damage dealt by Axe here shows Drian is doing a lot of damage, but so is Boots. And Facehugger on that Xavier with a lot of poke. He is still all the way down, even below CW.
Yeah, Godiva gonna get hooked, instantly bursted down here, and Godiva actually still managing to survive there with the Dawning Light to help him out. But yeah, Kabuki, I was right. All right, so I gasped earlier when you were analyzing Arashi because Drian took Kabuki's purple buff away. So I think the last time Kabuki actually got a purple buff was when he was level 3.
I think so. So yeah, a very tough game here for that Fanny. I mean, Drian now, he has the Holy Crystal here. So the BOD of Fort Magical has been secured by Drian. We'll have to see here the impact as the Lord, the Enhanced Lord, now is up, and Kabuki, no purple buffs.
They're denying Kabuki his playmaking before it even begins, man. He's just not letting... He's just not getting any opportunity to try and make anything happen. No farm, no EXP, right? No purple buff. What can he do? Even right now, CW can solo kill him, so he has no options at all in the jungle. ONIC Esports will take the Lord, and they will struggle for control again as the hook gets blocked in by Godiva. But again, Aura Fire, they have to try and do something different, man, because it's just a matter of time at this point.
We'll have to see here as Lord is now going to march bot side. 2 base turrets left for side of RO. Kyrie here might be caught. 4 members is on him. Oh my god, he gets the stun. He gets everything. The resource is just on him, but now the backup. Boots and friends in there. The Iron Hook connects, and Boots will come into play. Facehugger is down. It's Godiva. It's not looking good. He also falls, and now 3 members is left defending the base.
Oh man, Kabuki even gonna get taken down once again. Aura Fire have done everything they can, but it does not matter. Samo finds another, and ONIC will take game number 1, absolutely obliterating the Dragons.
Man, yeah, ONIC Esports is just too clean against Aura Fire. They're very sharp. Aura Fire from the early game, Arashi.
More of a playmaking hero, because that's always been the core of Aura's gameplay, right? Engage with Godiva, get lanes ahead, and take over from there. So now with Godiva on the Lolita, I think it just makes his presence a bit lackluster, and it's not what we expect from the highlighted player from the side of Aura Fire.
Well, it's time to get into the drafts for game number 2, with Yves and Kadita still being the main focus of ONIC, even though they have swapped over to the blue side. Now it's all onto Aura. They banned the Fanny straight away, knowing the amount of pressure that Kyrie has on that Fanny and also the Akai. So 2 bans towards Kyrie already.
That's a target ban here. We'll see here if the 3rd and final ban for the first phase will again target Kyrie, or I mean, yeah, a lot of heroes are open. Valentina, Faramis, so I'm guessing Aura Fire will left that 2 hero open. But I think Franco can be the approach here.
There's so many options for side of ONIC, man. If Aura wants to ban out their main engage tool, ONIC has so many more tools. We've seen Samo on the Cho, right, which Leo Murphy is able to put to amazing use last time. So I think it's a bit too difficult. They might want to ban something more specific instead. So they ban the 1-1 because it is strong. It has a lot more flexibility. And
Faramis.
Ooh, Faramis is available for ONIC Esports, but Valentina will be taken first.
I like it. I like going for the Valentina first. I think in all of the matches, Valentina versus Faramis, Valentina has actually won when the Valentina takes the Cult Altar. When the Valentina doesn't go for the Cult Altar, then the Faramis composition usually takes the dub. This time though, Coach Ted's drafting the Beatrix early for their team with that Faramis onto the hands of maybe Facehugger, maybe Godiva, we'll see. But ONIC, now it's time for their response. Popol perhaps for CW.
Popol and Koopa can be the answer here again against Beatrix.
Claude?
A very good laning phase hero, but yeah, Popol and Koopa, and I do think
No?
Diggy.
Oh.
Okay.
Yo, okay. This is very
Why
smart
Diggy?
for ONIC Esports. I think, here's the thing, okay? I think Aura, with how they're banning, they want to force ONIC Esports into those chaotic fights, right? We said earlier that Aura has a great advantage when they're in those fights because they're used to this chaos more than any other team. So if they can use the Cult Altar from both, rely on both teams just duking it out with the Cult Altar, I think they're going to try and attempt to actually win out in those fights. But for ONIC Esports, now with the Popol and Koopa able to deny a lot of engages, able to actually pressure in those side lanes if he's left alone, and the Diggy to actually maybe disengage from those fights, I think ONIC Esports has a good chance in shutting down that game plan.
On the other side though, Facehugger, this man has a whole lot of experience from being an analyst for Aura Fire in Season 7 to joining in the team himself. You know, if you guys can't do it, let me just step in. And we've seen a steady improvement from Aura Fire since his entrance, I guess.
Presence, yeah.
His presence in the team. Season 8, 6th place. Season 9 being the 2nd runner-up or 3rd place in Season 9. And now it's time to take a look at the drafts once again. Aura, in the 2nd phase, banning out that Dairoth after picking up the Esmeralda. A standard ban when you have an Esmeralda on your team. But for ONIC, they go for the ban towards the Lilia, targeting perhaps Facehugger, trying to force him on that Faramis.
Yeah, we'll have to see here now. Aura Fire, what will they go for here? It seems like composition-wise, Esmeralda as well as Beatrix, same as game number 1, but potentially this Beatrix will be played by Kabuki, so perhaps expecting a different outcome. Meanwhile, ONIC Esports, with that Popol and Koopa, of course, their play is to take down objectives, take down turrets ASAP.
Well, for Aura, I think they can go for something a bit more fighter-orientated. They ban out the Balman because now, if they want to go for a fighter in the jungle, right? Someone that can duke it out in the early game. They have a chance of bullying ONIC in those team fights, but they would require a bit more crowd control as well, especially because ONIC has the Diggy. I think they can't really bank everything on one single engage. They have to have 2 engage tools so that they can switch it out and catch ONIC off guard.
We're still waiting for 2 jungler picks here. Karina is still up for grabs with the Ling as well as the Paquito. We haven't seen a Paquito picked up. It is a signature pick for Boots here in Season 10. Will we see ONIC ban the Karina perhaps? Make it an assassin via assassin battle in the jungle.
Ooh.
Ling Lancelot perhaps? Maybe even forcing Hai to play something like the Natan in the jungle. ONIC though, they will just remove Julian from the game. Aura with the first pick in the second phase.
Okay, we'll have to see here with that Julian off the shop. The first pick in the second phase, I do feel like they need burst, right? They need burst, or they need, yeah, Karina can be the play here. I think they should pick up the Karina. Remember, Hai has played multiple times with the Karina, but take a look, a quote from Luminaire. I think now the #1 mid laner is Facehugger.
What do you think, Arashi?
Do you stand by that statement?
That's a strong statement. I think we have to try and look at his performance so far in the season later on. I think we have to just see a bit more of a sample size before we can make that distinction just yet. But coming from a man of his stature, I think it is very, very, a very credible opinion for sure. But now, for the side of ONIC Esports, they have 2 more picks right here, and I think it's going to be a frontline for sure, right? They need someone to actually accept, quote-unquote, accept the engage, and then make that outplay happen.
I think
Uranus?
Yeah,
For Boots?
I don't know why I'm seeing Lapu Lapu.
I don't know. Lapu can work in this composition. I'm not saying it won't work, but the thing is, if you're up against an Esmeralda here, you want to have someone with equal presence, with equal pressure, maybe possibly even cutting the waves, and Uranus provides that. We'll see though, what do they pick? It's a Cho and a signature pick. Kyrie Samsung Ling.
Samsung Ling. Woo.
Finally!
Oh my God! All right.
We got a chance to see.
The crowd's
Kyrie
going wild.
on that assassin here.
Oh my God! All right, we're in for a show. It's gonna be Natalia though, from Aura. So Natalia jungle.
Natalia jungler.
Okay, this should be a good game, all right? We're going to see both teams going full throttle with their compositions, with their win conditions. It also fits their teams, their identities very, very well here, Arashi. Wow, what do you think?
I think it's just great. I think it's great that Aura is trying to match essentially ONIC with their own strategies, right? So I think they have to try and, they shouldn't try and copy ONIC. They should try and go with what works for them, because different teams have different play styles, and I think coming up with their own unique one will be very beneficial, even not just for this game, but for the matches upcoming as well.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. I think both teams going all in their second game. ONIC Esports, they looked to close the series with a 2-0. But Aura Fire on the other side with this Natalia jungle is looking to force a game 3. We'll have to wait and see here.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna dive straight into the Land of Dawn. It is time to see Kyrie's Ling and Hai's Natalia in action, as both of the junglers will be able to clear out the first jungle creep, their purple buffs, without any disturbance. Kyrie, though, he's opting out of the Litho Wanderer fight, going straight for the bottom side.
That is very smart indeed. And talking about the matchup in the jungle, Natalia has an advantage. We've seen that happen again and again. But ONIC, this isn't a 1v1 game. It's a team game. So Kyrie can play off his teammates and probably come out on top here, depending on how this game plays out.
It's Cho mid.
Yeah, Valentina.
And Valentina XP. So this is something we've seen many times from ONIC, bringing that Cho as a mid laner. Thoughts?
I think it's good if you can catch the prio heroes once again. I mean, still Drian, Cho mid, but building tank, so still providing the utility and as well as CC here. But remember, there's a fun fact. Natalia jungler is popularized by Black Wise when they won against NXP EVOS in MPL PH Season 10.
Game 3. I watched that match, but meanwhile in the mid lane though, Hai jumping in, picking up first blood on the Natalia. That's your first blood by the Samsung Galaxy A series as Kyrie goes over to that top side, tries to look for a trade possibly. No, he just goes in for the gold buff. He jumps in onto Kabuki, taking the shot and picking up that gold buff away from Aura.
I was about to say that the Cho pick, it's going to be very good because you can clear the lane and also be relatively tanky and secure in case of ganks. But Aura, especially high, they just make it happen. They take out Drian there. So later on, I think it's going to be a bit more difficult depending on the build that he goes for, as Boots right here gets ganked up again by High.
Yeah, seems like it is going to be a 2v1, but Boots all top side.
Uh-oh, there's a gank right here. Kyrie trying to go in, but he's not going to be able to, actually. He just goes in for the other member. That's Kabuki taken down. Kyrie with the Tempest of Blades going in, picking up the Blades, but Samo picks the kill up. Meanwhile, down below, Turtle taken down. Objective traded for an objective of a turret from ONIC Esports, and they lead. They take that gold lead back into their own pockets.
I mean, they got 2 kills as well, so that trade was just heavily favoring ONIC Esports. Remember, yeah, High.
Full turret gold.
Full turret gold as well, so a lot of things grabbed by ONIC Esports. It is still ONIC Esports with the control here. We'll have to see here as High is only at 1 kill. We'll have to wait and see.
Exactly, and with that play, they also avoid an early game fight where there is advantage on the side of Aura Fire to come in with that Cult Altar. So they're able to actually get 2 birds with 1 stone, and especially for Kyrie, right? He's on the link. He is not going with the Demon Slayer though, and he's able to just farm up a Storm right here. And Aura Fire, I think they want to try and, you know, throw a wrench in his plans, maybe soon, because otherwise he's going to be an absolute monster in the mid game.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting for the next fight to happen, you guys can grab food right now with the 20,000 IDR discount with the promo code grb.to/MPLIDXgrab, or you can scan the QR code down below.
We'll have to see here as, because top turret is down, I think the right play for CW is to go downstairs, bot, but it seems like here Samo taking a lot of damage. Drian here now to target. 3-4 members is on him, and now Drian will not be able to escape, even though he has the flicker, but he has 0 time to press that flicker. Now Samo can be the target here. He will fall as well, and 2 kills collected rapidly here by side of Aura Fire. They are stepping on the gas.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Kyrie just clears the wave up.
Yeah, Aura Fire, they try and equalize that tower disadvantage here as High goes in aggressively, knowing that the members of ONIC Esports are still respawning, as Facehugger just makes that aggressive play.
Facehugger coming in, bringing CW back and even zoning Kyrie away. Aura have equalized in terms of that gold. They've actually picked up the gold lead for themselves as they go on to the second turtle, securing it without any pressure back, without any response. But Kyrie comes in with a retribution, doesn't find it. It's actually going to be High, as well as that mid lane. Fluffy with a Purify, able to get away. Some of the Blades though, by Kyrie to pick up the kill as he goes to pick up all the Blades, and he jumps away just with 1 HP, living, styling.
I love it. I love it. I mean, yeah, finally we get the chance to see Kyrie on the Assassins. And yeah, good display. I mean, at this point, 1-0-1, and otherwise, Rashi, what can you say that is significant?
Well, Kyrie already has a Windtalker, so a lot more DPS in those situations. But for High, with the mobility boots as well as the Heptases, he's going to have a lot of burst damage. And at least in the early game, I think they need to be very, very careful because most of their members are squishy and they require their spells to try and stay alive, right? If Ling gets silenced, if Valentina gets silenced, they don't really have a lot of counterplay options in their own arsenal. So I think that is something that Aura Fire can take a full advantage of.
Right, we'll have to wait and see here as High is already setting something up. Samo opening up the vision. Oh, the combination here. Aura High and as well as Facehugger. Oh, the backup.
Turnaround here. Called Ultra placed by Facehugger, but CW gets in the 2-man knockup. Meanwhile, Drian goes up and away the dragon onto Facehugger. Still able to dash away the Shunpu as Fluffy knocks him down with the feather. Wait. Kabuki with the snipes.
Oh!
He gets it. Falling Star Moon there, immobilizing him, but man, the discipline by Aura, they just wait for Kabuki to land that shot. I stood still. I waited myself for that shot to connect, and it did. In the end, Aura, they pick up a turret off of that play, and there's nothing traded back from ONIC.
Yeah, it seems like Aura Fire now they have more confidence. They all have a convincing lead as well. 1,000 gold economy. What can they brew up here? They really need to step up again in this entering the mid game, but we'll have to see here. ONIC Esports with this composition, I feel like their winning condition is more complicated here. We'll have to see here as another turtle is up.
Okay, Drian looking for a pick. He goes in, Fluffy in the back lines with the falling Star Moon, able to zone Kyrie back away from that mid lane bush as he goes to clear out the waves. High, jumping in onto Koopa. Fluffy backing away. Both teams just trying to micromanage the waves to set up for the third and final turtle of the game.
But it's more difficult for the side of ONIC Esports because Aura Fire, this is something we've come to expect, right? They win the fights first and then they go for the towers, they go for the turtle. So right now, they have the advantage in trying to make a fight happen, provided that the cult altar is there. So I think ONIC Esports need to try and bait that out unless they want to try and fight Aura Fire in that turtle where they're just forced to fight or just give up the turtle anyway. So I think options are on the table for both teams. It just depends on how they macro out this fight.
Okay, are now still both teams here just dancing around in the turtle area. High though, already moving aggressively on towards Rian. That's information we'll have to see here as 5 members is in that vicinity here.
There you go. Boots took that Cult Altar away. Kabuki finds the turtle right here as Drian goes up and away the dragon. Boots finally using the Cult Altar. Kyrie coming back in, but he's going to get taken out of that Cult Altar. Both teams disengaging. Aura pick up the turtle. Go Diva! Flickers forward, gets the Holy Baptism, but he is the one who falls in the end. It's a 1-for-1, a kill for a neutral objective as Aura Fire will be forced to back away.
A little too aggressive there by Godiva. He flickered Holy Baptism, but remember, you have Diggy on your opponent. Of course, that stolen there by Esmeralda. Well timed as well, but yeah, you have the ult from the side of Diggy, which just eliminates every CC. So yeah, that was a misplay perhaps.
That was a great time journey by Samo HT on the Diggy, man. I think Godiva was trying to catch both of them off guard, and if it worked out, that would have been 2 pickoffs for the side of Aura Fire, because the spells were already used in that previous engagement. But with the time journey, they were able to turn things around, and so ONIC Esports, they're definitely still in the game right now. But as you can see, when they fight 5v5 with the Cult Altar, Aura Fire's composition just does a lot more for them.
Yeah, and this is most probably the reason Aura Fire went for the Natalia. High is most probably just going to jump on the Diggy before he gets the time journey out. Silencing him for Aura Fire to burst them down. The thing is though, Diggy won't be bursted down.
Yeah.
Because of the Cult Altar, then Boots can keep on just taken away from Aura Fire. It's going to be very, very tough to actually just one-shot Samo. I'm really curious to see his build, Arashi. Do you know what he's building here?
Not just yet, but I assume it's a bit more tanky because obviously ONIC Esports, they do not have a lot of physical defense, a lot of like frontline to deal with Aura Fire. And as you mentioned, it's just so good from ONIC Esports to make sure that they have 2 win conditions, right? They can rely on the Cult Altar to stall, or they can rely on the time journey to try and deny the engage. Either way, Aura Fire, they have to try and do 2 engages instead of 1.
Let's see though, again, Agani in the mid stage of the game. Drian is actually trying to open up the map there. That's going to be Godiva stunned up by the Bidem Koopa, brought back by the reverse time as High jumps in, gets CW with the help of Godiva. Cult Altar placed. That's Kabuki taken out of the Cult Altar. He's still able to dash away right now, but look at the flicker. Gets out of the Tempest of Blaze. Falling Star Moon on to 2 members. Drian and Boots forced to back away, and Aura Fire, they pick up a 1-for-0.
Wow, that is a very good deal there. If you're an Aura fan, he gets CW and now 0 casualties. The Lord is up here. Will they commit to the Lord? And yeah, again, a fight is still brewing. Drian is low here. Oh, he gets taken down.
Kabuki with the snipes, going for Samo next. Fluffy picks the kill up. Boots trying to defend the turret, but Kabuki with the Wesker just picks it up. They go for the enemy purple buff as well. ONIC though, running away. Boots flickering out of the Holy Baptism. Ling is still down below. Look at what Kyrie's been able to do down below, taking 2 of the turrets down.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care, right? I mean, he gets the turret downstairs. And yeah, Aura Fire, they need to react, sure. In that trade, still heavily favoring Aura Fire. They get established. They establish a 2,000 gold lead as well. But yeah, Lord is yet to be touched, Arashi.
Not for now. And for Kairi, he was 2 levels ahead of High. He is 1 level ahead now. So his split push, his farming rotations have been very, very good. And with the split push, there's a chance that they can just avoid all the team fights that Aura Fire wants altogether. But of course, if you look at the item builds right here, High has a very respectable amount of farm as well. And we have seen that Natalia can essentially 1v1 the Ling given the right circumstances. So understanding that though, Kairi is building a bit more physical defense just in case it comes down to that.
Look at the items though here, Arashi. The Diggy is going tank, so is the Cho. Meanwhile, down below, Hai jumped onto Kairi, taking a lot of HP away from him, taking the turret as well in that bottom side. So now it is equal in the bottom lane. Tier 2 for Tier 2. Kairi, no purple buff. This is going to be a problem, Gani.
This is going to be a problem, and we'll see here how our Fire can somehow exploit that fact. But yeah, I do agree with you, Rashi, there. Back then, a very good item built by Ling, by Kairi. He opted for a Dreadnought armor to respect the physical potential damage outcome. But now, seems like our Fire, they are looking for an engage here. They're looking for the right engage. It seems like invading the purple buff is going to be the answer.
Oh, yeah, Hai dishes it out, and that's exactly what they were looking for. They don't put Facehugger in a position where Boots can take that Cult Altar. They jump straight onto Samo, take him down, and because of that, they have pressure back. Bagidam Koopa onto Fluffy, Drian with the Jikundo, bringing it back though. What the heck is that damage? That's a tank, and he got bursted, melted down. Kairi needs to look for a miraculous steal as Hai dishes the damage out onto the Lord. They don't need the retribution. That's the Lord slain by Kabuki, presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. Meanwhile, down below, Holy Baptism, unable to connect onto anyone. Samo back up, respawned. ONIC Esports on the back foot, 6,000 gold deficit.
6,000 gold lead here, yeah, and now our Fire with this Lord push, they can slowly but surely give more pressure for side of ONIC Esports. Add that build, that economy more. Take a look at the damage dealt by X. It is actually still the Dicky dealing a lot of damage, more damage than Hai as well as Boots.
That is that perfectly balanced Diggy damage. And right below him is Hai though, and after that it's Boots. So the members we've talked about, we want to highlight the gold laners and the mid laners are actually not on top in this game, and they're just off the bank of just so much macro plays, right? These fights are never just straightforward fights. It's always contests in the objectives. It's always a battle of setups, and I think Aura is getting the better of ONIC right now.
Yeah, Enhanced Lord up top, taking a whole lot of HP from the turret with Kabuki as well. They're going to be able to take the base turret down. Aura Fire now leading once again, trying to utilize the Lord even more, pushing in mid and bottom, but they decide to back off. It's going to be the render shot though. He changed it. He goes in for Samo, almost taking him down. Does Kabuki have a Blade of Heptases?
I believe he does. I think I spotted one on his inventory earlier. And he's been absolutely deadly, man. We haven't seen as many big team fight ultimates like, like the Nibiru's Passion from Kabuki, but that is not because he hasn't been able to make those plays. It's because on the esports, they're staying away from those clumped up situations. So if it comes down to that, if they are forced to do so later on, especially in their base, I think that is where Kabuki can make the insane plays happen. And for now, he's just happy to take pot shots at the members of ONIC Esports.
Yeah, I mean, Kairi there with that Windtalker, Berserker Fury, and as well as Malefic Roar is still looking to turn this game around. But looking at the player's goal by UBS, it is still Kabuki leading. Okay, an open engage by the side of Aura Fire, but it seems like ONIC Esports can deflect this one.
Uh-oh, Kabuki just does so much, poking ONIC down again and again with the render shots, and it's literally choking ONIC, right? ONIC are suffocating inside of that base. They don't have the pressure. Maybe, yeah, they don't even have the poke to respond. And now we're going to take a look at the item. So Kabuki doesn't have a Blade of the Heptases, and he's still doing that much damage, Arashi.
Yep, he went for the Wind of Nature just in case they make a big play towards him in this game. But here we go. Jian makes a play onto Fluffy.
A lot of damage placed. That's going to be the immortality used, but Cult Altar from Facehugger comes into play. That's going to damage coming from Hai as he jumps in all the way to the back lines. But the Cult Altar again responded away by Boots. Kabuki not in this team fight. He is still in that top side, and Aura are winning it. It's a 1-for-1 in a 4v5. Aura trying to utilize this with Samo down. They have a man advantage. Hai was taken down, so it's actually ONIC who have the better team fight, but guess what? It doesn't matter. With Kabuki on this Beatrix, he can just do that. He can hit the turret out of the range. He can use the Renner to gun CW down, even Kyrie.
I think that is the main job for Dreon and as well as Kyrie here to target that Beatrix, that Kabuki. Yeah, we're now seeing Kyrie here. Oh my god!
No.
Oh
My
nasty.
goodness.
That is a lot of damage coming in from Kabuki. That is the Beatrix shotgun, man. It does an insane amount of damage, and it was a valiant attempt from Kyrie to try and secure himself a purple buff because Aura has not been giving it to him. Unfortunately, though, he will be taken out, so this will be a free lord for the side of Aura Fire, and ONIC Esports is back to try and gamble a team fight out in the base defense scenario.
Man, now face hugger 305. And yeah, with this Lord push, they can actually expose the base. They might actually end the series here and force a game 3. We'll have to wait and see here as Kai and friends trying to find the right engage. Providing the poke damage here. Kabuki takes the base turret bot side. Fluffy is taking care of the bot side turret as well. Is the base to expose here, Mirko, is the question.
Well, yeah, with 3 base turrets taken down without the help of the Enhanced Lord, they can just go straight for the base. 12-5, 9,000 gold lead. Again, another snipe coming in to Samo this time. Fluffy jumping in with the falling star move. Winner truncheon early here to get out of Dreon's damage as Hai jumps in once again onto Boom. Tactical also used. Dreon kicking away.
Hai.
Kabuki, but Hai in the back line just going onto the base. And Aura picks this game up with Kabuki flickering forward with the Wesker damage. They equalize 1-1. And we have a third game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo. Yeah. What a game after a dot.
So I think both teams will have to see what strategy they go for right here. Will they try and opt for that early game dominance to try and take control of the game and then extend that the way we saw in game number 1 and 2 for both these teams? Or are they going to actually stay with the same game plan? For ONIC, it's still the same roster, right? So not a change as we suspected in the first game at least.
We have the questions, they have the answers. Ladies and gentlemen, draft for game number 3, presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. Aura with the blue side pick this time. Same bands all across, Akai, Franco, and Wanwan. ONIC going for the same route as well. Yeev, Kadita. Wow. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But for both of these teams, it broke.
It broke.
Exactly.
So if it ain't broke, try to fix it.
Well, we'll have to see what will they repair here from the drafts. Now, Aura Fire has the first pick, and yeah, trend-wise, they look to end that curse, that blue side curse. But ONIC Esports, well, what will they ban, right?
Faramis. They have to get that Faramis out of the hands of Aura.
But then they leave out the Valentina, so
Exactly.
now ONIC is put in a very, very tough
Pick up
spot.
Julian.
Well, exactly. They have the option of picking up 2 prior heroes. That is the advantage of having, you know, those late game, all these very good heroes in the late game. But whoa, that is going to be Fanny for the side of Aura. And now for ONIC, they can secure the Faramis instead.
If it broke, don't fix it.
Well,
it broke in game number 1. We'll see a Ling now from ONIC. Let's see both of these guys head up 1v1. You picked the Ling, you lost. I picked the Fanny, I lost. Let's go at it, man. Fanny versus Ling right now.
We'll have to see your ONIC Esports, though. I think they should pick up, oh no, not the Julian, but instead the Faramis and as well as Paquito. So Paquito, we saw a huge play from Boots in game number 1, but this Faramis is actually going to be the first time ever played by the side of the ONIC side.
Well, here's some fun facts for ONIC Esports coach Yeb. Season 6 first place winner, MPL Season 6 main qualifier 1, Season 8 second place winner, and 3 second place winners. So a man with many achievements and a lot of wisdom to lend to ONIC's management team, essentially. So we'll have to see right now. Already with the Paquito and the Faramis, they have secured a strong team fight.
Moskov.
Although for the side of Aura, they have Fanny, Lilia, and Beatrix in those clumped up teamfight scenarios. That is a lot of AoE damage.
That is, oh yeah, full AoE from Aura Fire, but ONIC, they also have AoE. They can go for something like a Moskov here, or perhaps they can go for a safer pick. Brody, very safe pick. Up against a Fanny as well, he has that single target lockdown, second ability stun. So with this pickup, they can actually do the same thing that they did in game number 1, just in a different way.
Yeah, I agree. And Brody can also build a brute force breastplate in the mid game that can help with that sustainability. And that Fanny, even though he's perhaps on that high and dry, could not just one shot, one kill that Brody will have to see here. Entering the second phase, ONIC Esports, they can somehow limit Godiva's hero here, as it seems like Aura Fire have yet to commit to that roamer position.
I think it will be very smart to actually ban out Godiva right here because, again, they like a front line and they like crowd control. Esmeralda, though, does cover those bases for that Aura Fire. They ban that out. I think we've seen Esmeralda come out both times, Game 1, Game 2 from Fluffy. It was very, very important as well. And for Aura, it will be the Bellman.
Yeah, the Bellman ban coming through. TeZet knows exactly what he's trying to do, right? He's trying to force ONIC, force Kyrie back on those assassins again. That hasn't been too effective in this season so far. But when we're talking about TeZet, this man, again, full of experience. He is a veteran as well, Arashi. With all of his highlights in his career, he was in Star 8 back in Season 3, placing 11th in the league. Season 4 and Season 5, he was in Geek Fam. In Season 6, he finally moved over to Aura Fire. Season 8, he became a player. But in Season 9, up until now, he's always been kind of an analyst coach figure. And now he's given a chance to show, to, you know, flop his wings full, Arashi, as he becomes the main coach of Aura Fire.
So it's a great, essentially like climb.
Growth?
Oh yeah, growth and climb for TeZet right now. And he's showing that his drafts are actually matching up to Coach Mars and, you know, and Aldo and Yib. So he is doing a great job right now. But without two core frontliners that Aura likes to rely on, no Uranus, no Esmeralda, what will they do? Because ONIC, they pick up that Masha, they want to match them, he wants to match up with Aura in the EXP lane for sure.
Man, Beatrix is not going to have a good time here, especially until the mid game. And yeah, realizing that Esmeralda, Uranus, well, basically Fluffy's heroes is banned out. What can they go for here? That is effective. Thamos perhaps, but is that a forced?
Yeah, it does feel forced, Gani. Thamas, Yu Zong, those are the two heroes that have been left open. It's going to be really tough to see. Arashi, what are they going to go for? But before that, Arashi, Fermis, picked and banned. 4 times picked, 13 times banned from a total of 17 games. So, he's been a pick or ban, literally.
Yep. It's a very, very strong hero for sure. And for Aura, I was about to say, they need front line and they need crowd control. Ruby will make a lot of sense, but the Benedetta pick, now that's interesting.
Against Masha?
2 assassins against 2 fighters, essentially.
And a Fermis.
And Firamis, theory-wise, not so good, but yeah, Benedetta provides a fast clear. 3 fighters now.
Yikes, this is dangerous for Aura Fire, man. They have boots on the Phobias right now, and it will be Drian who is actually handling the Faramis. So Kyrie is on that Paquito.
Samo will play that Masha as a roamer.
I think there's just so much burst in the hands of ONIC, man. And Aura, they're trying to make sure that they can burst through the Cult Altar, but if ONIC is able to spread out and not get hit by the I'm Offended, they can just instantly nuke down Kabuki and Facehugger, and it will be GG.
It's a standard team fight composition for Aura, but so much more from ONIC. They have so many levels, so dynamic with the draft. They can go for split pushes, they can go for team fights, even pick potential. And neutral objective control is definitely going to be in the hands of ONIC with the Faramis pick, Gani.
Yeah, indeed. So there you go, the approach from both of the teams. We'll have to wait and see here, folks. Remember, Game 1, ONIC, Game 2, Aura Fire with the revenge, but Game 3 is still up in the air. Aura Fire and as well as ONIC. Let's just jump to the Land of Dawn to see and witness the conclusion of it all, of this series. Let's go.
Let's get straight into the Land of Dawn for game number 3. The crowd, again, showing love for their teams as Samo with the Masha just jumps in onto Kabuki straight away. Fluffy-Do providing the support with the help of Godiva and Facehugger too. 4-man rotation early on with the Petrify as well, and Kabuki will help him out to secure first blood for Fluffy. Presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
They managed to relieve off pressure here, saying, Samo, you can't play as aggressive as you want to, but we'll have to see here as Aura Fire already with the early advantage. Kyrie will not contest that lethal Wanderer. It will completely fall to the hands of Kabuki.
Aura Fire with the trap for the invade player from the side of ONIC Esports. We've seen this, you know, just rise in popularity right now. We know you're coming to disrupt our jungler. We're gonna wait for you with 4 members and just nuke you out and secure a very relatively safe early game for our jungler. So it's been working great. so far, and Aura Fire put it to great use, and ONIC Esports right now, they still want to actually pressure in the early game, but it won't be as simple.
Now it's going to be really tough for Samo on this Masha, because on the Masha, you really want to try to bully the enemy jungler as soon as possible. Level 1 is where you do it best, but now that you're 2 levels behind the jungler, the enemy jungler, what can you do? Especially considering that Kabuki's on a Fanny, a hero that's so mobile, but here you go. They're going to go for the bottom side. A stun connects onto CW as well as Kabuki dives in deep. They're going to be forced to back away though, as Samo and Drian comes down as well to provide backup. Both teams disengaging.
Teams disengaging here, no casualties. Both teams, CW still survives even though the flicker was spent. Now, Turtle is up here. Rotation-wise, it's still equal up in the air, but 3-man bot side.
3-man bot side. Drian going all the way, bringing high back from that flicker. As Samo dives in onto Facehugger, torn apart memory by CW, just in range to deal it out. Kabuki, meanwhile, coming in, picking up a kill, and even in the top side, it's a 1v1. Boots lost it. Hai survives with Kabuki, who just cuts Drian down.
Ooh, already
Impacting the early stage of the game, it's going to be massive, Arashi.
Absolutely. Now we are going to go straight into the game so we can finally see the conclusion for this match. Mirko, take it away.
Let's see here, 5-1 here after that kill down below, as Aura Fire have control of the first turtle of the game. Samo jumping in onto Facehugger already. Black Shoe still available. Fluffy just zoning the other members away, and both of the teams once again disengaged. They stay composed, and it's still Aura holding, grasping onto that gold lead.
Yep, Turtle is still up in the air here. The first turtle has yet to fall. 0 neutral objectives collected by each team, but it seems like Kabuki with the Blade of Heptases secured, it will not be able to secure a kill by top side.
Fluffy with the Electro final blow, dishing out the damage onto the turtle right now as Kyrie picks it up with the Retribution. Turtle slain, presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. ONIC try to equalize in gold.
That's a great play for ONIC Esports, man. They make sure they slow down the tempo enough. Aura Fire, they get the advantage when they get the pickoffs, right? But ONIC Esports, they were able to just threaten the possibility of a all-out team fight using the Cult Altar, and they were able to actually secure the turtle, as Kabuki, though, makes a play in the bottom side.
Oh my god, Hero's Passion as well from High as he flickers forward to pick that kill up with the setup that Kabuki made. Samo, though, trying to clear out the waves. They did get a few shots onto the turret goal as Kyrie comes back in with the double jab onto Facehugger. No more damage as of yet. It's Godiva who goes in for the I'm Offended. Kyrie dishing out the damage once again with a Call Altar here to help him out. Kabuki coming in, trying to silence them. Godiva running away, but look at the damage from Kabuki. He's trying to melt Samo down, and he will be able to do so. Fluffy in the back, 1v3, jump for the Necto final blow as Facehugger comes in to follow it through. Boots, he's coming in with the Demonic Force, jumps onto Fluffy, 1 HP, flame shot! Fade away flame shot from Boots.
Stylen, he purposely misses that skill just to get, with that flame shot, he secured the kill. Now it's a reset here. Still though, Aura Fire collecting the gold here. They are still leading economy-wise, and it seems like bot side, CW is having a little trouble performing.
I wonder if this is, game plan as usual for the side of ONIC Esports. We take a look at the Head and Shoulders player head-to-head, and the KDA and average damage taken really favors Godiva, but the kill participation, Samo HD has been a lot cleaner, but not in this game, right? He has gone down 3 times, and he does not seem to have a great impact on the bearing of the game at all.
Usually we do see a lot of support heroes played by Samo, but never a Masha has been picked up by this guy. So we'll have to see here as he is trying to adjust, but bot side seems vulnerable here. CW is struggling to defend his turret bot side.
Oh, Kabuki, oh my goodness! Woo. High got the snipe from Kabuki's damage to set it up, and this combination, in game 1, it didn't work out. Meanwhile, topside, Kyrie going to go for the Retribution. Petrified though from Fluffy as he tries to disrupt the turtle take, but it's still Kyrie staying composed, staying chill, picking it up.
Yep, still here. Aura Fire though leading in gold, but ONIC Esports with the neutral objectives. Now High is invading.
Ooh. Steals that purple buff away, knowing Kyrie doesn't have the Retribution. Cult Altar prematurely popped there by Drian. I think that was a mistap.
Ooh, wow. That is unfortunate. That will be the ultimate down for a long period of time, where Aura Fire, they can absolutely go for the pickoffs here, because we can see that that Kabuki already has the Blood of Heptases, and BOD already in the hands of High, so the burst potential, we saw what happened to CW earlier in the bottom side. That's highway robbery. He just comes in, takes him out, and gets out.
Yeah, indeed, and now we can see here, mid turret falls here. ONIC Esports, another structure they can't defend. The outer turret is only top side here that has been touched barely, but now Aura Fire, they look to prior that area.
Yeah, Fluffy zoning away the other members here as they look for the top side collapse. Godiva with I'm offended to the final blow. Kyrie gonna get caught there, still able to dash away. Fluffy running away from Samo's. High picks up the turret. Godiva taking low. Torn apart memory, finishing him off right there in the back lines as Kabuki disrupts ONIC's cult altar and forces ONIC to back away. A 1-for-1 turret for kill.
Yeah, indeed, in Aura Fire, they are establishing a very good control here as High. Oh my god, with the Weskers not able to take any member, is actually Samo picking up the kill. A misplay there perhaps, as Aura Fire now, they're only leading by 1,000 gold.
Considering the majority of the members on ONIC Esports are fighters, I think there was a bit of that play was a bit too bold by High, and there wasn't really any need for that play because all the objectives are down right now. In fact, ONIC Esports has the chance to actually pressure for the control on the Lord Pit. So High needs to try to chill it down. This is what we're talking about when you're playing a jungle. You look for those opportunities to get pickoffs, and now you're on a Beatrix who can do it, but you shouldn't.
Well, let's see. Samo gonna get dove on here by 3 members. Samo losing one of his HP bars, but it's still going to be safe. It's a Masha overall. This soaks in so much damage for free. And it goes back, recalls, gonna get that 3rd HP bar back in the base most probably. And this is what ONIC has. They have a solid frontliner that can take so much damage. They should utilize that, but look at the mid lane, Kabuki almost taking Drian out. But man, Drian calculated as ever, still not popping that cult altar as Aura now knows that Drian is low. They do not have a fair miss. They can just go and pressure the Lord, Gani.
Yeah, 5 member already dance around the Lord, but it seems like Aura, they will not commit to the Lord just yet. It is going to be a reset, but Kabuki, take a look at his setup. He is ready to rotate around, find the right target. CW is definitely, once again, going to be prioritized by Kabuki. 403 is his name.
Fortunately for ONIC Esports, they have the Masha to try and find information for the side of their team, but that is a Petrify being used. No, it's not Petrify actually, it's the parry essentially from the side of Fluffy. So, I don't know, ONIC Esports, fortunately for them, Aura Fire wasn't sure if Drian went back to base, but right now both teams, this is where ONIC shines, right? When they are forcing Aura Fire to go for these big team fights. It's like what Aura was doing in game number 2.
Oh, look at Fluffy again, disrupting that backline with Kabuki. Full Demonic Force all the way. Kabuki securing the Retribution as the Demonic Force goes all the way to the backline. It's Godiva forced to back up here as Kyrie will be able to dish out the damage onto him. 2 kills traded for 1 kill onto the Lord. Aura Fire still leading in objectives, but ONIC are trying to take this turret down in the mid lane. Kabuki jumping in onto 4 members, gonna get knocked off. Still able to dash away with the cables, but he did his job. He cleared out the minion waves.
Well, a very clear game plan from Aura as well as ONIC, but fortunately for the side of ONIC Esports, even though they lost the Lord, they managed to pick up 2 kills. Now with this Lord push, I feel like ONIC Esports can definitely defend looking at their composition, but then again, Aura Fire with a Facehugger on this Lilia, it is going to be a very, very easy task to siege the base.
Kabuki right now has a antique cuirass though, so he has a lot of defense against the burst damage coming in from Kyrie and CW, so that is interesting itemization. Aura Fire though, they are pressuring multiple lanes at once, and they're able to secure most likely here 2 turrets. Well, the bottom side, Lord gets cleared by Kyrie as well as Drian, and now ONIC Esports, they're back on the back foot. They're really trying to find a big fight, and they seem to actually have success going for the winning team fight instead of the objective.
Okay. Teal play there, but it seems like Aura Fire will grab another structure outside, expanding their lead, expanding their room for control. Yeah, 2,000 gold lead, not a it's a healthy lead, right? It's a convincing lead item-wise as well. They are picking up a lot of damage out items here.
Well, you can see Haya also has the Wind of Nature, so any kind of burst damage coming in, any torn apart memories that will hit him from far away, he will be able to outplay that. As you can see, Aura Fire going with the the same idea, right? Just siege, take it chill, and kite away from the cult altar. They have all the tools available to do that. And I think one of the big players with a lot of impact right now is Fluffy, which is able to pull members away from the main, the main areas of focus. So Aura Fire, they're avoiding the whole big 5v5.
And it's going to be really tough right now for both of the teams, actually. Aura Fire, they do have the lead, but if they go for a 5v5, ONIC Esports have the fairness, and just like that, they're going to utilize it. Samo diving into that back line right now, trying to open up space for his team. Demonic Force used by Boots as that's going to be Kyrie going for the knockdown, Petrify from Fluffy, catches Kyrie. Perfect time, Cold Altar as Kabuki jumps in again. Turnabout Memory shutting him down as Boots just wreaks havoc onto that back line, jumping here and there, winning out in the team fight, and this is exactly what I mentioned. 5v5 with the Cult Altar, it's almost impossible for Aura to win.
Man, it's so evident now. They got the mid side as well. ONIC Esports, of course, they have won. They take down Kabuki, finally shutting him down. And yeah, they got the mid side as well. So ONIC Esports here in minute number 13, slowly but surely equalizing in this game. Lord is up here unenhanced. But I do think that ONIC Esports should play more reactively here. So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, it's no surprise right here that the Cult Altar is a big tool that ONIC Esports will be using. We expected that to happen all the way from the early game, but Aura was able to maneuver around that. So right now, in the late game where objectives seem to be the name of the game, where they can't ignore the Empowered Lord and later on the Evolved Lord, ONIC Esports will have an inherent advantage unless Aura Fire will be able to do some kind of macro play maneuver, right? Maybe they can send Kabuki to go and go for the split push with the higher mobility. They have Fluffy that can play a similar role. So I think, they have to try something that is not a 5v5 team fight because we've seen that it won't really work out.
It won't really work out here. Once again, the Lord will be resetted. Fluffy trying to be a nuisance with this Benedetta. It's so hard to catch Fluffy.
It is incredibly hard, and that's the thing that Fluffy has been able to utilize in this game. He's constantly always in that side lane, clearing out the waves, cutting it, and even just jumping, opening up the jungle, because he knows with the mobility he has, he will be able to just open up the map without any consequences. With this though, Aura have actually started the enhanced Lord this time around. I'm offended, connecting onto that back by Petrify as well. They're going to be able to kill Drian before the Cult Altar. It is going to be Aura who picks up 3 members. Samo trying to run away, but okay, there you go. It's only 2 taken down. Another snipe. What an engage by Godiva, finding Drian and taking him down without the Cult Altar being used. It was an easy fight for Aura.
Momentum shifts immediately here as Aura Fire with this Lord, with this enhanced Lord by Ju. ONIC Esports, they need to pick something up. They really need to think. Let's see the replay here closely. Arashi.
Instant replay by the Samsung Galaxy A series, and look at that. Aura pressures for the Lord, and once they saw that the members of ONIC are grouping up, that is where the group engage comes in, and I think they got knocked up by the Lord as well. So Lord MVP in that situation, and now Aura will make the decisive play, but can ONIC Esports defend? They still have the Cult Altar to play around with.
Oh, Fluffy cutting 3 waves at once here, buying so much time for the Enhanced Lord to march down bottom side as Godiva zones the other members away from this turret. It will be the Lord taking down that turret down below. Boots as well, trying to soak in the damage from high as he takes the turret down, sieging it slowly but surely, finally taking it down here. Going for the snipes, doesn't connect onto anyone. Aura needs to be careful here in this fight. Kabuki jumping in on the CW, not beating it off the but Kabuki finds the CW on that back line. High, gonna fall as well. There you go, by Boots. Cult Altar plays, that's gonna be the Alexo final blow to the back lines by Fluffy, trying to disrupt the damage as Kyrie tries to look for damage as Kabuki is still able to dash all across the board. Godiva's immortality taken down, concealed play to get out. It's a 1-for-1. And Aura have taken 2 base turrets.
2 base turrets down, and yeah, Aura Fire still holding on with the pressure, but Samo, oh my god, Samo here still trying to target Godiva. Luckily for Godiva, he still has a lot of dashes. But yeah, tempo has gone down. After that fight, ONIC Esports, their base is quite exposed here, Arashi. And yeah, once again, Kabuki finding the right timings, finding the right moments to take down CW.
It was a jump scare, man. I mean, imagine if you were on CW's position, Arashi. You saw him once, you're like, all right, he's not gonna, oh, what? I'm dead.
What?
Exactly, he comes in, baits up some spells, and then once you thought, okay, he failed, right? CW survived. Nope, he just comes back in. This is the flexibility, and how well Kabuki is able to use these cables is really quite ridiculous, man. It seems like he can actually like control it, like, you know, with the analog.
Ackerman.
Exactly, it doesn't seem like he's using cables at all.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So efficient, Gani.
So efficient, it's so deadly as well. And okay, Godiva here. With that, I'm offended. Trying to delay movements from Samo. Facehugger as well as High is here. Will they commit to this? It seems like the backup is quite far. So now Samo trying to run away. But man, oh man, no casualties.
And that's a sprint, Gani. That's a sprint. That's a huge resource. As a Masha, you need that sprint. Torn apart memory, though. Oh my god, Fluffy dodges away from it. Kabuki's gonna get caught, though. It was all a bait. And Drian was there to use the Cult Altar to defend his teammates. 4v5. Godiva going for I'm offended. Kyrie's still able to dash away. His face puts some damage. The glowing one tick. The purple buff doesn't get CW. He's still able to survive. Samo, though, however, thunderclap onto High. He's kiting away. Can't basic attack anymore. Both teams disengaging from the Lord. Drian flickering forward onto High, bringing it back. Demonic Force all the way to solidify that kill as ONIC 2v3. Godiva and Fluffy trying to deal the damage onto Drian right now, and that's going to be Drian taken down by Facehugger. Meanwhile, the Lord has been taken to very, very low HP. Fluffy jumping in onto CW. Godiva trying to disrupt. Electro final blow to the back lines right here. It's going to be the Retribution coming through. Kyrie staying calm, staying composed. The flame shot does not get Godiva, but it is all worth it. ONIC have turned the tides. 2 members down here, Forged out of our fire, and ONIC Esports, they are back in this game. Take a look at items here, Arashi. Malefic Roar already for Paquito, and yeah, 2 Guardian helmets on that Masha.
That Malefic Roar is absolutely critical, because if you can see on the side of Aura Fire, there are 3 antique cuirasses. They do not want any damage from Kyrie whatsoever, and so in these fights, Drian as well as Boots, they are the real MVPs doing the actual damage. Boots is always in the back line, wreaking havoc, jumping all around, and now with the Lord, they have a chance to force Aura into a 5v5, the exact scenario that Aura Fire do not want to be in.
Well, what's interesting from that item as well is actually Fairness opted for a utility, building that glowing one as well as an OD. Lord evolved here. Let's see here, what can ONIC Esports capitalize with this Lord push?
They can't really get much out of it. They get a tier 2 turret in the mid lane and the top side, but the base has been relatively untouched. Actually, untouched, that's the word. Completely untouched.
Yeah, seems like now it's another reset. Okay, minute number 20 here. Economy leading towards ONIC Esports, but Economy is now irrelevant. It's starting to become irrelevant. Kabuki still with the cables here. No purple buffs though. Still able to escape as CW now is going to be the quote-unquote hyper carry with that purple buff and as well as orange buff.
It just comes down to who has the better engage and who gets the win conditions, right? For ONIC Esports, is to get a proper fight using the Cult Altar. For Aura Fire, it's to get a pick-off or to actually catch them off guard, like earlier, and actually catch a few members out before the Cult Altar even gets casted. So they have the tools available, but at such a high level, you really don't know how it's going to play out.
We don't know. Well, I agree. 60 seconds, a minute to the next Lord here. Perhaps the deciding Lord, but now the calm before the storm. Fluffy trying to seek out information, trying to escape as well. Oh, it's an invade for the purple buff.
Absolutely, once again. Oh, Kabuki actually gets it this time around. Torn apart memory, not used just yet. CW stunning Godiva up though. Kyrie with knockout strike. Fluffy jumping in. That's the torn apart memory. Last shot over onto Godiva. Taking a lot of HP down. Kabuki though got baited in by the Cult Altar, but again, that's a massive, massive resource used. Fluffy wants to capitalize on this. He is hungry. He is thirsty. He wants to hunt them down, but he will not have the amount of mobility to catch up.
I feel like Kyrie needs an immortal here, Arashi. Yeah, sure, Paquito, quite sustainable, but, you know, for a second chance, okay, Samo is the target.
Oh no, Samo, you have 3 HP bars, but Kabuki can just chase you down here with the cables. He's going all the way, taking almost the second HP bar down. But again, 2 seconds onto Lord Kyrie, onto Fluffy! Electro final blow, getting out, just very, very nearly there. But Kabuki, he used the Retribution onto the purple buff. ONIC Esports have this knowledge.
Okay, Kabuki now with no Retribution, will they commit to this Lord. But it seems like Aura of Fire, they realize that the minions is actually favoring their sides here. So yeah, without this retribution.
Whoa. Oh my god, Kabuki once again jumping on the CW, getting the immortality, and he gets out! That's a massive, massive item. Popped and used already. Aura Fire, Retribution, 7 seconds. Electro Final Blow, Petrifying Drian trying to get him low to bait out the Cold Ultra once again. Godiva, one I'm offended, does not connect it onto anyone. And ONIC, they are able to withstand another Lord fight.
Wow.
Are still withstanding here, Arashi. Minions, though, it seems like heavily favoring Aura of Fires. What do you think?
Absolutely, Aura Fire has the advantage of those minion waves just pushing in bit by bit, and Kabuki, he is stalking CW at every chance he can get. Every time you think he's safe, he is not at all. So in these fights, your Boots, I think, will be the main carry instead of CW. And we see this yet again, 1v1 play, CW versus Kabuki, and CW will make it out, but this is so difficult for ONIC Esports.
Man, it is so difficult as now the Lord once again initiated, but now CW has no Flicker. So with no Immortal and as well as Flicker, he needs something to somehow withstand the pressure that is given by Kabuki. Lord resetted once again. Both parties do not want to commit on towards anything just yet.
The first time he got the Immortal, the second time he got the Flicker. And the thing is, CW needs to be in the mid lane. That's why he's always in the mid lane alone. He needs to be the one clearing out the minion wave. Kabuki's not letting that happen though. And look, now mid lane, it's open. It's open. Electro Final Blow once again by Kyrie. I mean, by Fluffy onto Kyrie as Kabuki goes onto the Lord Retribution battle, and Kabuki wins it. Cold Ultra use, Godiva falls, but Aura Fire can disengage. Fluffy gonna be brought back to the team though. He has the eye for an eye. It does not matter though, as CW picks up a double kill. It's a 2-for-1. 2 kills for an evolved Lord.
We'll have to see here. The base is once again exposed. Kabuki taking no time. He wants CW with that information. Wind of Nature has been popped and Kabuki escapes.
Ooh. Oh, Samo running him down. Kabuki, 1 HP with the cables. He's still able to get out. Can't really basic attack anymore though. A shield. He bought what? He bought a rose gold. Dude, oh my god, to protect the immortality, Arashi.
That is crazy. What? I think this is the first time I've ever seen that.
Oh my.
At the nick of time, he got a rose gold and got an extra shield. My lord, ONIC Esports now will be able to clear this Lord, but they have no answer to Kabuki, man.
Oh my god. We got a match on our hands, Gani.
I have no words, man. That was a very 200 IQ play there. Yeah, that rose gold to save that Immortal. And yeah, take a look. Another Winner's Truncheon bought by Fluffy. Another sustainable item. We'll see here. Extra life item. It's a reset.
I'm still so amazed. Yo, he understands.
That is ridiculous.
He understands the value that immortality has. He doesn't want it to get to get popped there. And because of that, now they're gonna go on to Samo, who's alone again in the side lanes. But look at ONIC. They want to collapse Arashi. Kyrie already in position. He goes in. Kabuki still able to just distract the enemy members.
Honestly, the movement from Aura Fire is so annoying right now. If you're ONIC Esports, can you imagine trying to lock down Kabuki on the Fanny, lock down Fluffy on the Beradera? They're just going in and out, in and out. You go for a Face Hugger, he Black Shoes out. We saw that happen in the earlier team fight, so they lack crowd control and they don't have like the dives to actually catch on some of the members in a decisive fashion. But Samo HT right now will be the target yet again.
Yeah, they don't use too many resources onto Samo. It just takes a chunk off of his HP. Kyrie also in the bush, just opening up the map a little bit for his team, getting some pressure down. Knockout strike once again onto the waves. He dashes away. I'm offended there by Godiva, baited out. ONIC defending this high ground in the base.
We'll have to see here what can ONIC do to defend the base, the last base turret top side here. Seems like it is still up at Samo. He is targeting a member here. He needs to be careful. Okay, popping up the sprint here. Sprint will fall for the next 90 seconds. And yeah, Lord though will be up in 15. So both teams here will try to somehow claim this area here. And it seems like still Aura of Fire with the lead, with advantage. Well, map control.
ONIC Esports though, they can win these fights, but they just can't keep Aura Fire in place long enough to take advantage of that. High now with the Has Claws, he will be able to sustain a lot more because there isn't really a lot of huge bursts coming from ONIC Esports as Kabuki again goes in for the 1v1 against Samo. And this is the difficulty. Like once they just move, once they try and go for a fight, Aura Fire just pieces out.
That's the mobility that Fanny has, and even here, because they have so much prio on the lanes, ONIC can't really open up in their own jungle. Because of this, purple buff, again, is just going to be targeted by Aura Fire. Boots, though, in the midst of it all, going to get chunked. Lord, taken for free. Very good distraction by Aura as they secure it once again. Gold Ulcer by Drian. Lord Slain presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. Demonic Force, ONIC, they're looking for a desperate fight. They're jumping onto Godiva, but Aura will not give it to them. They fall back. They know what to do, and they will wait for the Lord to spawn.
Oh, they just snooze the second there, I feel, and immediately Aura Fire. They capitalize on that. They got the Lord here. Base quite exposed. Can they defend this Aura Fire now? The difference than the previous one is they are strong with 5.
Oh no, Godiva gets I'm offended. CW flickering out. Electro final blow. Gonna be used there. Popped by Fluffy to bait it out. Demonic Force by Boots all the way towards Fluffy. Nibiru's passion. Oh my god, he gets 3. Boots getting that immortality. He goes in for more. He has one more dash, but his immortality will pop. Drian on the back lines has a Cold Ulcer. They're looking for a fight. Lord in the mid lane. Micromanaged by Brody. Godiva 1v1 against Samo. Meanwhile, look at Fluffy. Look at Lilia. They want to go for the end right here, right now. Winter Truncheon gonna be popped. Kabuki all the way onto the base right now. Has the immortality. CW still defending. Fluffy backing out. And they've defended. Facehugger gonna be baited onto the Black Shoes once again. Drian trying to pull him back. Godiva trying to provide the escape that Facehugger needs, but Kyrie will not let that happen. Boots picks up the kill. It's a 3-4-0.
Wow, 3 members down here now on Esports. They are able
Kabuki?
to defend this one. And now Kabuki trying to find a kill in the base, but doesn't succeed. Samo here still on a manhunt against Godiva. But man, oh man, what a defense by ONIC Esports.
Wow, and look at the death timers now. Quite a bit difference between Facehugger as well as High. 30 to 20 seconds. That is a lot of time that ONIC Esports can use to try and get an advantage, get a man advantage. Kyrie reads into the position of Kabuki, barely just misses him. And now they have to try and force something to happen because they do not, the last thing they want is for Aura Fire to get 5 members all up and for the same sequence to happen again. They want to force this end onto Aura Fire.
What is going on here, Mirko? It seems like ONIC,
Minions.
it's just defending now. Uh-oh.
They're gonna go for one straight push. Godiva, I'm offended, able to buy some time. High, gonna get clapped there by the Thunderclap as Samo does so much damage. Cold Ulcer all the way. The base targeted, but the minions won't be enough. ONIC, they've done it. One straight push is all they need. They stay in this to win it.
Holy! What a series, ONIC Esports.